Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Inside the Jaquez Mexican-American dynasty at UCLA and Miami. The sizzle and smell of burgers on the summertime grill could come from just about any backyard in America. Here in Southern California, an unexpected breeze makes for a welcome guest on a sunny afternoon. Jamie Jaquez Sr. embraces it joyfully while grilling for his parents and 3 children. At the table, the 3 generations gather to mingle in 2 languages about their shared passion, sports. My dad saw that we liked basketball, and he made a rim out of rebar or something like that, says Ezekiel, who would play hoops on the street or in the backyard with his older brother. But he didn't know the dimensions. It was only 16 inches. A regular one is 18. So, we were very happy when we made a swish on that. Jamie Jaquez Jr. makes beautiful dime for a basket. The ingenuity of Ezekiel and his father is a testament to the American dream. What neither of them could know at the time is how that rebar laid the foundation upon which the framework for a budding Mexican-American sports dynasty would one day stand. Ezekiel was the first piece of the structure, followed by his son Jamie. Nowadays, they both watch the next generation excel in ways the family could previously only imagine. Nevertheless, the Jaquezes maintain an ardent desire to stay connected to their Mexican roots while representing both sides of the border. Jamie, Gabriella, and Marcos represent merely the next step in the family legacy. The cultural components involved will collide on November 2nd, when Jamie Jr.'s Miami Heat faces the Washington Wizards in Mexico City as part of the NBA Global Games. The second-year Heat guard, one of the few players of Mexican descent in the league's history, figures to feature prominently in the regular season matchup on Dia de los Muertos, a distinctly Latin American holiday. "I'm definitely going to be feeling a lot of pressure, that's for sure," Jamie told ESPN for Hispanic Heritage Month. "But it's something you've got to embrace." Jaimito, as he is known within the family, is the first Jaquez to reach the highest professional level of his sport, though others before him have flirted with the big leagues. The Jaquez's relationship with sports goes back decades. Ezekiel's brother Richard played rookie ball in the Houston Astros organization, then known as the Colt .45s, in 1964. Upon retiring, he became a successful high school baseball and football coach who was recognized with induction into the Ventura County Sports Hall of Fame. For his part, Ezekiel Jaquez Jr. played baseball during his time at Ventura College. His interest in football was stopped cold by his mother Lucia, who feared her lanky son would be easily injured. However, at over 6 feet tall, Ezekiel gravitated to and excelled at basketball, enough to where he earned a scholarship to Arizona State College in Flagstaff, now known as Northern Arizona. "I'd never been over there. It was funny, I showed up in a suit and then they looked at me like I was weird," Ezekiel says. The rest wore cowboy boots and belts and stuff like that. He soon met Gloria, who was from a small town called Zapotlanejo about 20 miles east of Guadalajara, and they settled in Oxnard, California, after exchanging vows. Their son Jamie continued his father's college basketball legacy at Concordia University, in nearby Irvine. It was there he met the former Angela Sather, a fellow Concordia basketball player who averaged 21.4 points per game in 1997, a school record at the time. Angela was that season's Golden State Athletic Conference Player of the Year and helped the Golden Eagles qualify for the NAIA tournament. She was inducted into Concordia's Hall of Fame in 2008. All 3 of the couple's 3 children were given Hispanic first names to instill a sense of tradition for the homeland of their paternal ancestors. "The name for me is very important," Jamie Sr. says. "Jamie's my name, and in the Mexican tradition, the firstborn son is going to be Junior. I wanted my kids to have names in Spanish. Marcos, Gabriella, Jamie. For me, that's the foundation." The kids also inherited the family's passion and aptitude for sports. Jamie Sr. encouraged his kids to play different sports and took steps to make sure their mental toughness was on par with their physical attributes. Erik Spoelstra confirms Tyler Herro has changed his shooting form for quicker release. Erik Spoelstra addressed the media prior to the Miami Heat's preseason game against the Pelicans. During the presser, Coach Spo seemingly confirmed that Tyler Herro has changed his jump shot, opting for a different base in order to ensure he releases the ball quicker, praising him for putting in the work that great shooters do. That's what all the great shooters do. You continue to try and fine-tune it, and that's sped up his release. He still will need that when he has to create off the dribble, or when somebody is on him, you need a stronger base, and you need to be able to jump. He's one of the few shooters that can do 2 or 3 different shots. You need that, the great players have those. Those shooting windows close fast, particularly in the playoffs. He really worked at it this summer. I credit him for putting that, and it's just adding to all the weapons that he has that can help our offense. Herro put up 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals in the Heat's 101-99 win over the Pelicans. Fans didn't get to see Herro attempt a shot many times in the game, but when we did, it didn't look as comfortable for Herro as we are used to. Of course, this was Herro's first game back with the Heat, and he will need time and reps to get used to his new stance and release. The new shooting base leading to a quick release can be seen in the highlights of her against the New Orleans Pelicans. It is clear that Herro is struggling with the new shot as of now, as he went 4-9 from the field and 2-6 from the three-point line, which is uncharacteristic for a marksman like him. If Herro is able to get his shot right, or at least shoot better in the Heat's upcoming games, then the Heat could be a dangerous team in the East once again. Tyler Herro cannot shoot just 45% from the field and 33% from the three-point line, as his role on the team is to be the primary shooter from beyond the arc. New shooting motions and releases can take time to adjust to, and Herro has a few more preseason games he can use to try and work himself into some consistency and accuracy with his new shot. As Spoelstra mentioned, it is important that shooters consistently work on their game and make sure that they are adapting to the league and getting better. Herro is a career 44% shooter from the field and a 38.5% shooter from beyond the arc. His hope and focus should be improving his shot in such a way that he improves his numbers going forward. Last season, Herro shot 44.1% from the field and 39.6% from the three-point line. He will be hoping to push his three-point shooting percentage into the early 40s next season, and working on his jump shot was a big part of doing that. Jimmy Butler provides update on his status. The Miami Heat will be an interesting team to watch during the 2024-25 NBA season, as it seems they've fallen behind the rest of the Eastern Conference contenders, at least on paper. The battle at the top is likely between the Boston Celtics, New York Knicks and Philadelphia 76ers, followed by rising rosters like the Orlando Magic and Cleveland Cavaliers. Miami has always been competitive under Pat Riley and Erik Spoelstra, but this year, the Heat could have their work cut out for themselves. While Bam Adebayo looks ready to take the mantle as the best player on the team, their playoff hopes still hinge on Jimmy Butler, who is beginning to show signs of wear. The 35-year-old is at a crossroads with Miami as he has an option to leave the franchise after this season. For now, he remains focused on winning with the Heat and recently said he would be suiting up for their preseason game against the New Orleans Pelicans. Jimmy Butler said he expects to play tomorrow versus Pelicans. Josh Richardson still out, Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald reported. Butler suffered a knee injury at the end of last season and made his return to the court in the preseason opener against the Charlotte Hornets, so it's good to see that he'll be available again. Managing his reps throughout the rest of the preseason and the regular season will be key in ensuring he's as fresh as possible, because the Heat will need him to make any sort of postseason run. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jimmy Butler? Leave your opinion in the comments.